So we click on live. Okay. Oh, you say, Ozzy, you're ready? Ready
Yes,
to
kind
go? Ready to rumble?
of.
Are you fixing a cap? Okay, you're good to go. Ozzy, oh my God. We're here to do, just a recap on Champs 2023. And Champs 2023, just like many others, did not disappoint. Ozzy, what a championship we've had at the high school level in Jamaica. Your thoughts?
Um, all the superlatives that we can think of, we can apply. And as you said, this is how it has been over the years. Ooh, wow. The coming into champs, we on the ball side, there was a big battle that was expected between KC JC, which didn't really manifest itself as was expected by virtue of not being as close as some would have expected. Edwin Allen and HYDEL, what more could we ask for? 2 points separating winner from loser at the end. The performances, ooh, there was some
Brilliant.
epic. Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes.
Brilliant stuff. KC, no doubt. There is no doubt that KC was the team to beat. KC was a team to beat, and of course, as you said, fans were expecting a close race with Jamaica College, and to give Jamaica College their props, Jamaica College was actually doing well up to Friday afternoon. I mean, they were like in the pit,
Yes.
getting quinellas and stuff. So Jamaica College was, very much there. But the in championship, just like everything else is sports, you have ups and you have downs, and of course, JC unfortunately had some mishap, with a few of their top
Right.
athletes, Hector Benjamin and Mark Anthony
Anthony Miller
Miller. Yeah, he got injured
suffered
in
injury.
the 4x1. So, it was just so unfortunate. And of course, as you said, Edwin Allen and Heidel. What more can we ask for? I don't know. It was electrifying. I cannot remember the last time I've seen a girls' champs this close. I really cannot remember. I don't know if you can remember, but I cannot remember the
um,
last time I
no,
I
nothing
saw.
recent. Time.
Yes, I cannot remember. And just to look at, let us look at some of the events. I mean, when we're not able to look at everything, so let us just look at some of the events for the boys. Talk to me about the class 100 meters. Talk to me
Oh,
about 9.99 seconds from Boaji and Krumi.
um, where do I start? Um, Nkrumah entered champs as the national record holder under 20, and his performances for the season were such that everybody expected. Well, I say everybody. Most people expected something special.
Yeah.
Um, his semi-final run 10.08, breaking the record, the existing champs record.
Without even
Really,
trying. Without even
exactly.
trying.
Right. The manner in which he did it, it really expectations were high for something special in the final, and he did deliver. He delivered.
He did indeed. And, young DeAndre Daly, who was second, he did well himself. And of course, Jaden Reed, who is an international student, to round out the top three. The class two boys that was one of the clashes that I was looking forward to. Shaquane Gordon from Calabar, versus Tremaine Todd
God,
from St.
yes,
Elizabeth.
right. Yes.
Yes, from St. Elizabeth Technical was another. But I would say Shaquane Gordon is the toast of the class two boys. What do you think? Winning three gold medals.
Yes, I there's no way I could disagree with that. I mean, his performance speaks for itself. Winning the hundreds, 10.40, I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, the hurdles in 1340 something,
Yeah.
and running as
That
expected in the
four
relay.
by
Three
one.
goal.
Yeah.
Right. His performance speaks for itself. Um,
No, no doubt, no doubt.
there's something about him that I don't know. Maybe it's just his
Listen,
physical.
man, he's like a beast. He's like a
Yeah, I
beast.
kind of
Yeah.
like my sprinters to look like that,
Yeah, yeah.
and he looks the part.
Yeah, yeah, he's
My kind of
business-like.
sprinter.
Yeah, he's very business-like when he lines up in that race, and he will give you a good run for your money. He's very determined. He reminds me of Johan Blake. Johan Blake is like a beast himself. When those
Yeah,
guys line up, they
yeah.
will give you their best. If them come last, that is their best.
Right,
That's
exactly.
yeah, that's how
That's right.
serious.
That's the impression I got of him. He seemed to have grown a bit from last year.
Yes, he
So,
has. He has.
and of course that manifested itself in increased power, strength, everything. And he did his job excellent
Indeed.
fashion.
Indeed. The class one boys 400 was to me another high point. Another high point for boys champs. Young Delano Kennedy 45.27.
Yes.
Kennedy.
Um. Yeah. Um. There's a
Yes,
lot of
Delano.
things lots to say about that race.
Yes.
Kennedy last year 45-4 at World Under
World
20
Juniors. Yeah.
Juniors, right? This season he has been running well, did well at the character trials.
After
So
trials.
he
Yeah.
basically set the stage for something special. The question would have been, would he have been able to get close to his 45-4, I think it was, from the previous year? His
And he sure did.
semi-final run probably, yes, answered the question for some. But there were some good contenders. Smith
Oh
Banks,
yes,
Dennis,
yes.
right,
Yeah.
right, who
Yep.
had plans of their own,
Oh
you know,
yes, and Dennis from Stets. Yeah, he
context.
did
Right,
have company, but
right,
he is super special because Delano Kennedy now, I mean, he has changed Bolt's position on the list, the top boys list in the
right.
400 meters
And
at
400,
boys
yeah.
trump. So Usain Bolt is now below
Below,
Delano
right,
Kennedy.
yes.
So he is a special talent, and let me tell you. And one of the things I noticed is that most of these athletes from last season at the World Juniors who went and did well, they're still on form this season.
Exactly. Right,
They're very
right.
much
Yes,
still on form
yes,
this
yes,
season.
yes.
But one of the highlights for me, another highlight for me is the
It,
class
it,
one boys discuss where Kobe
before you,
Lawrence,
okay, just before you move from the 400, just to make a
sure,
point, just a quick point. This is in that race. I think it's the first time we had three boys running under 46 seconds in a race at champs, which is
indeed, good point. Yeah,
exactly. I
yeah,
mean,
that's a
we
good
should
point.
take it out and be very pleased about that. I mean, they have been concerned about the males and all of that, but you know,
Yeah,
they,
that's a very good
they,
point.
right. Hmm.
Yeah, that's a very good observation because Delano Kennedy ran 45.27, Malik Bandsmith 45.74, and Joshawn Dennis from Stets
Eight,
45.87. So
exactly.
that's a very good observation. All
Right.
three of them ran
And
sub
even
46.
right, even Glasgow in fourth was at 46.23, I think it was, or something like that. So
Yeah,
creditable performance right across.
it was indeed. It was. And that was one of the races that I was also looking forward to
Looking forward to.
on the boys' side. But one of the shocker for me is the class one boys discus where Kobe Lawrence was defeated in that event by Jamaica College. Jamaica College, Broderick, Springer Surprise, and of course, Kobe Lawrence was defeated. And what is so funny, a few nights before champs, I was doing predictions with someone, and he was saying, Kobe can't lose at a sure 9 points. And I will say to people that coming into champs is a different thing. Your season best doesn't mean anything if you're not
Right.
able to step up to the plate. So, big congrats to the young man from Jamaica College, Broderick, because let me tell you, it's not easy to defeat Calabar throwers. It
Right.
is not easy, especially in recent time. In the last 10 years, it's hard to defeat them, especially when they get to class one. Because
I will
Julian Robinson is doing a fantastic job with these young
mhm.
athletes.
Just a comment though. And I'm going by, not being able to remember all the meets. I use ISA. ISA has a site with a ranking that shows all the performances for this. Coming into champs, Hales from Clarendon was the leading thrower at the furthest distance. Then Broderick, then Kobe.
Then Kobe.
So
Yeah.
my Kobe was consistent in that he was like he had like third, fourth, fifth, sixth, a good
Mhm.
grouping of throws. So he
Yes,
might have been the most consistent, but as far as distance, he was third coming to
he was
champs.
third.
So if we look at that, it might not have been totally an
A
upset.
shocker. Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
a
Yeah,
shocker.
you're
Right,
right. Yeah. Good
right.
point. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. But I think when you're used to someone winning, when you're used
Understand.
to someone winning and then they're defeated, but you're right. Looking at the ranking coming into champs, it would not be a surprise.
Mm-hmm. But
Another go,
before you move
go
from
ahead.
that, sorry, before you move
No, go
from
ahead.
that,
That's fine. That's fine.
again, we had three boys throwing over 60 meters and four over 55 meters. 55 meters might not seem that much. So let us work with the 60. Three boys in that event throwing over 60 meters. So the event again looks to be in,
Brilliant.
we have good,
Brilliant.
right,
Brilliant.
we have good promise there. Right.
We are definitely improving in the throws because I was in Eugene last year at the World Championship, and we had Travis Smichael and Frederick Dakers making the final of the
Exactly.
discus. So the throwing in Jamaica, it is really growing. We had
On the
three
Yes.
guys went into the discus and two made the final. So we're really going places in the throwing and the jumps, and of course we have to give credit to some of these brilliant coaches, and of course this is where it started
Right.
at the
That's
school
it.
level, at the junior level.
Right. And we have at least two I can think of right now on the college circuit that are doing very well. Um,
Hmm.
Hollings from KC,
Okay, your screen was
from
freezing just now. You want to repeat those two names?
Diego
Mullins from KC.
froze again.
All right, Ozzy. Okay, yeah, your
Yeah.
screen was freezing. You want to repeat those two names? Mullins from KC.
Mullins from KC and Stoner, who was at Jago.
Okay.
They are at I think they both be at Arkansas. I'm not sure. No, Stoner was at Auburn. I don't know if he transferred. But Mullins at Arkansas. Uh,
Okay.
and again behind them we have Kai Chang, who was a world junior champion a couple of years back. So we are in
Yes,
good shape.
we're definitely doing great things in the field, in the throws, oh my God, the discus and the shot put. We're doing things, we're making noise, we're having people going into championships, and we're doing great things there.
Right. And we hear a young man at Monroe who is in class three who couldn't compete in the event, but beat all in under 17 category. So
Yes.
right.
Just brilliant, man. Just brilliant
Yeah,
stuff going on in the field. And the thing is that sometimes the field is not doesn't get the recognition that it deserves, because
yes.
while watching boys champs, a lot of the field result wasn't televised. And I can understand, because when you have both the track events and the field events running simultaneously, it's really hard to navigate or to be able
And
to show the both of them at the same time.
yeah, this is something that I think is probably needs to look at with the schedule. I overall I have no issue with the scheduling, in
Mhm.
an effort to protect the athletes and in their interest, but probably they could look at, you know,
Yeah, we need to
um,
see a little bit more in the field. And
yes,
it's not
definitely.
just a chance. It's not just a chance. Even global
You are
competition,
absolutely right.
sometimes
Yeah,
sometimes we
yeah.
tend not to get as much of the field, especially when
Coverage. Right.
track events are going on. Most times we will get result, because I didn't even see any results coming up on the screen for the field events, whether the drums or the throws. Nothing was really coming on the screen. We just hear little things here and there. And of course,
Exactly.
track and field fans like ourselves know where to go and find the
Right.
results and
Right.
stuff.
The
So
name of the sport is track and field.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
not track.
yeah.
So, and I
Yeah,
think
the
those in
track tends,
authority and the
yeah,
administration needs to remember that.
yeah. The track events tend to get
Yeah.
more
And
attention,
particularly,
even
and particularly
globally.
sprints. And
Yeah,
particularly sprints.
yeah,
Right.
they seem to get more attention.
Yes.
Class two boys long jump and triple jump. Jamaica College, Quinella.
Yeah.
Yes, the long
Um.
jump, Mr. Edwards and Mr. Young.
Let me just get. Yeah.
In the
Okay.
long jump, Edwards, Michael Andre Edwards, he won with 7.29 meters, and his teammate Yuan Young 7.03 meters. This was actually on Friday evening, and I was very much into this event because Michael Andre Edwards is my cousin, so I was
Okay.
very much
Gotcha.
into this. And he
Right.
have been doing well all season going in, so there wasn't any surprise there. Your thoughts on the field
Um.
again?
To be honest, I'm not so au fait on the long jump, but again, good showing by JC. Um. Yeah. I mean, the field events.
Yeah, getting
They
big
have done,
points.
right. They
Yeah.
have done exceptionally well. And the thing is, most of the athletes, I think they all live in the field events, basically lived up to expectations.
Yes, yes, they did. Because when I was doing a quick prediction and I was looking at the field, I was like, wow, JC was heavily favored in a lot of the field events, in a lot of the jumps.
Right. Yes.
And they really step up and deliver and stuff. So again, going back to Jamaica overall, we are looking good in the field, because these young ones, in the wings that are being developed,
Oh yeah.
they're just getting better. And we're talking about, these are just class two boys
That's true.
who will
Yeah.
be back, next year again. So again, for the
Right.
field,
Mhm.
Jamaica's future
Oh yeah.
is looking good again. Is
Mhm.
there any other event that you wanted to touch for the boys?
Um. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. The 800. It's
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of I'm mixed. Sort of mixed sentiments on my part. Um, when I tell people that the event that I like the most is the 800, someone look at me and, what? My response usually to their reaction usually is, I mean, the 100 meters, you can close your eyes, hold your breath, and run. No, you don't need to think in the 100 meters. 200, a little bit of it. The 800 is the event that blends speed, endurance,
Special
stamina.
skills.
Right.
Yeah.
You have to think strategy, make decisions during the race, whether to go, no go, not to get boxed in, that sort of thing. So it brings the whole body into play. And that's why I like the event. Um, the class one, I was kind of hoping for a time close to 150 or a little below. I knew I didn't really expect it. I was hoping, but to be honest, I didn't expect it based on the performances during the
Hmm.
season. But I'll tell you, let me jump to class three and first and come back to class one.
Sure, sure.
Yeah, the class three and class two, while being competitive, again, the times I think were a little disappointing. I would have been hoping for some better times. Going back to class one, the time, as I sort of indicated, wasn't ideally what I wanted. But I must say, the race was extremely competitive. And I
It
thought the
was.
guys, well, the winner, Bygrave sort of separated himself a little. But I mean, it's hundreds of a second that I think separated from second to about fifth or
Second,
sixth.
yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
And the guys laid everything
It
on the
was
track.
very competitive.
Right. They
It
laid
was very
everything on
competitive.
the track. So after full props for to them.
It was very entertaining to watch, very entertaining because in
Yes, it
class
was. It
three, you
was.
had
It
the
was.
Calabar pair who were favorites. And of course, Magati was very much there in the mix.
Yes.
It was very
Yeah, I should have put
entertaining, very
yes, yes,
competitive.
yes.
Yeah,
In
it
both
was.
class three and class two. Both class three,
Hmm.
class
Yeah.
two.
Yeah.
Um, I am hoping, I know some people might have that my comments now, that next year and the year after, these names that we are associated with Magoti, we will still hear them associated with Magoti. Because that performance by Magoti, I think they ended what? Top 10, right?
Yes, they're in the top 10.
Yes,
Yes, yes. We're going to
primarily
get
from,
to that. Yeah, yes. Mm-hmm.
primarily from their middle distance performance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Um, those few athletes, guys, not a lot of athletes that they had there, they would have, I'm sure, inspired quite a few to turn out next year to train and, serves as motivation for some.
And this is what we want. This is what we want. We want the younger, we want athletes
Continuity.
to be
Yes,
inspired. I've said to people that, look, your school just need one athlete to go out there and do
exactly.
well. You just need one to start the thing.
You're absolutely right.
You just need one to start the thing. It is an individual sport, and you just need one to go out there and make some noise for your school. And I can assure you that the following season you would have more people turning up for
Exactly.
training, trying to make the team.
I'm keeping my fingers crossed that somehow they won't migrate to other
Yeah,
schools.
to another school.
Let me
Yeah,
keep it
and that's the
diplomatic.
thing. When later on we're going to definitely get in that, but let us just quickly look at some of the girls, some of the
Ooh,
performances on the
wow.
girls' side, and of course, this is led by the 100 meter for class one. 100 meters for class one. Talk to me about class one, 100-meter Aussie.
Oh, mercy me. Again, coming into champs, the expectations would have been high for a keen contest. Serena Cole, Alana White, Alana Reed,
Read. Hmm.
apologies. Um, the time and performances, through the season, would have indicated a keen contest. Um, Going through as when the competition started, both looked very good. The semifinals with I think what 11-1-6. Oh, Reed
Hmm.
ran 11-1-6, Cole ran 11-1-7. That even heightened the expectation. And
Yes, sir.
I felt after seeing Reed's 11-1-6, I just felt that that sub 11 time was possible.
Yeah,
I
it
felt
was
it was.
coming.
I honestly do.
Yeah.
I didn't expect 10.92 down there, so. But I think probably at 10.99 or 10.98, just how she looked, and I even felt more so on well, and it's again with mixed feelings because when Serena Cole, when we heard that she couldn't because of whatever the issue her issue was, she couldn't report for the start of the final.
Yeah.
I kind
And
of said, okay,
she was out of the championship. Yeah.
right, right. At that point, I said, well, it's even easier now for Serena, for Alana. Why am I saying Serena? For Alana, right? Sorry. Um, Although some would have said that she wouldn't have had so much pressure, but my take is that she could be that much more relaxed. And sprinting is all about relaxation and just run her own race. Don't worry about anybody else. Don't worry anything, And
The
she
brilliance
delivered.
about the brilliance about this race is that Alana Reed was against the clock. It was
The
her
clock.
and the
Exactly.
clock.
Yes.
It was
Yes.
her
Yes.
and
Against the
and the
clock.
clock, and for her to get this time when she went across the finish line, I could not believe that it was really 10.92, because
Myself.
when she got out of the blocks, though, to be honest, when she got out of the blocks, she meant business. She
Yes.
was gone. She was like a bullet. She
Yes.
was ready. She was gone. Not waiting for anybody, not waiting
Anything.
around.
Right.
She was just gone.
But I
So
told
this, go ahead,
yes.
go ahead.
Yeah, I told a couple colleagues, that I had even a very good feeling about her coming into champs.
Me
And
too. Me too.
I saw a couple interviews that she did, the road to champs where they visit the schools and and she was just exuding that confidence, not overly,
Yes.
she's confident. She didn't even
Mhm.
want to talk about herself and the 100, and when I heard, I said, man, no man, she knows something. She knows
She
something
was,
and she's feeling something.
yeah,
So
she was ready.
I just had a good feeling about her.
She was ready, man. And remember, she's one of them from the World Juniors last year that
Oh yes,
won
oh,
bronze. She and her
yes,
teammate, then Brianna Liston, in the 200. And
right,
she brought over that form into 2023 and even looking better than ever. So she was ready. And I've said that to a lot of people throughout the season. I don't think Serena Cole is going to have this her way. That was what I said. I said it to a lot of people. I
exactly,
don't think Serena Cole is going to have this her way. It is going to be very competitive between her and Alana. When people ask me who you think will win, I'm like, oh my God, this one is tough because they're both
right,
doing exceptionally well. They're on top of their game. And of course, Serena Cole was defeated at Central Champs, and then
the
she came
chance,
back
and
and
then she
defeat
reversed
Alana
it at
at
right,
the character
yes. So
trial. So
that was
Champs would
back to
have
the
been Champs would
the
have been the
decider,
one
right?
to be 2-1 kind of thing.
Exactly, exactly,
But
exactly,
let me tell
exactly.
you something. I'm not going to take anything away from Serena Cole because she's just as talented. It was
Oh,
very unfortunate
it,
that she got hurt. But Alana Reed Class 1 delivered at Champs. Class 1 did not disappoint. And as I say that, I'm going to segue into the Class 1 girls 400 meter with Ricky and Russell from Homewood versus Onika
400.
Makanoff from HYDEL.
Right.
What what a talent we have
Okay,
in
okay.
these juniors. The
Yeah.
talents in these with I mean the talent with these
Um.
juniors. It is unmatched.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Talk to me, Ozzy. Tell me your
Russell
take on the
is
girls.
Russell. I have a little bias here now. 'Cause Russell is Homewood, but there's something about that girl that I've been watching her from class three. And there's
Yeah,
just something about her. Like
yeah.
last year,
Last year she barely made the finals. Barely.
yeah, I don't think she lived up to expectation. But this year, she just started the season on a bang. And what I was hoping that she would have been able to go sub 51. I still
Yeah,
believe
a lot of
I still
people
think
were.
she has it in her. I think she has it in her for this season.
Yeah, she has
Um,
it in her. What you have to remember, Ricky doesn't start her race very fast. Ricky doesn't
right,
start running until 200, like at the 200-meter mark.
right, yes,
So
yes,
that's when Rickian really start her running. If
right,
Rickian was the type of person to start her race fast, where she run basically the same pace from
mm,
start to finish, she could have gotten it. But she don't normally get into her running until like the last 150 meters, 200, 150 meters. But I think she has it in her. She is a super talent, and I've been watching her from the lower class, and I've always liked her. She's
mm,
one of my favorite junior athletes. Ricky and Russell is one of my, and of
right,
course
right,
she went up against another favorite of mine,
right.
Onika
Macam,
Makanoff.
Macam,
What
exactly.
what a
Right.
leader Onika
Leader. Oh
Makanoff
yeah, oh yeah,
is.
oh yes, oh yes. Again, we can only, as a country and as track and field fans, I just liked what I saw about her. Her own
Class, man.
leadership.
Class is
Right,
class.
exactly,
Yeah, class is
exactly,
class. Yeah.
exactly.
Class is class. She had a heavy workload and she came out. And when I saw her in the 4x1, I'm like, this girl, she's class, because she ran in the rounds of the 4x1 and she basically jogged her leg.
Yes,
She basically jogged her leg because she knew that she had duty
is
coming up
right.
in the 400-meter hurdles. And I'm like, what a talent,
Yeah.
what a mature talent and captain leading her team
Hmm,
from the
hmm.
front.
Right. And just sort of going back to the race. Powell from Edwin Allen and Powell and Beckford from Edwin Allen,
Yeah,
and
Casey and
Baker
Powell.
also from HYDEL, and Baker from HYDEL. It made a good aggregation, a good field, a good lineup,
Mhm. Yeah,
very good lineup.
yeah. Yeah, this was a very good lineup in the 400, because as you mentioned about Onika Makanoff and Alea Baker, there
Baker,
was also Todian Beckford
yeah,
from Edwin Allen,
Edwin Allen,
who
exactly.
was who was also a part of the 400-meter hurdles.
Yeah,
You
right.
know, so to see these ladies doubling in two tough events that ran back to back, meaning the 400 was Thursday,
Mhm.
the 400-meter hurdles was Friday, and of course, in between, they had relay rounds, duties. I mean, this that we're doing at the junior level with champs, and this is why our athletes can perform at such a high standard when they get to the pro
So
level, because they would have learned everything about the
exposure,
sport
the exposure that
from
champs
right
provide is
from their
invaluable.
juniors.
Invaluable.
Mhm.
The whole experience is invaluable.
Wow. Beautiful, beautiful. The next event that I have on my list that, of course, I was looking forward to also is the class three girls, the class three 100-meter with Wolmers versus
Oh,
Edwin Allen.
Edwin Allen. Okay, okay, okay. Yes.
Fiona Lee, Terry Long from Edwin Alley, and of course Natrice East from Wolmers, and Tiana
Right.
Marshall. Let me tell you, I don't know how many people know the story with Tiana Lee, Terry Long. Up to the Carifta trials, Tiana Lee Terry Long did not have a qualifying mark
Yeah.
for the
I heard. Yes.
100 meters.
Right.
And when she falls start at the Carifta trials,
Right.
of course, her coach quickly get her into a race at GC Foster, because GC Foster was
Right. Yeah.
having their track
Yeah.
and
Right.
field
Yeah. Right.
meet
Yeah.
at that time, and she went there and uh, she ran 11, not 11 point, what was it? 11.82.
Okay. Yeah, I don't remember the
Yes,
time.
she ran 11.82. And that was how she got her qualifying mark for girls champs. And of course, she won the 100. All three of them delivered because Tiana Lee Terry Long, she won the 100. Natrice East won the 200.
On
And
the
of course,
200. Right.
Tiana Marshall won the hurdles. So
Yeah.
all three ladies delivered.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
Your
Yes.
thoughts?
I think, well, Terry Long, again, it was a race. Well, she had two set of races to run. Race against the clock to get in reasonable shape for champs, and then the race against her opponents on the track. Um, I suspect most of them favored a fit Terry Long, but he's, I mean, she demonstrated last year that
Yeah.
look, she is a fighter and a tough competitor. And if Terry Long wasn't on her A game, she would be in problems. As we saw
There,
in the
yeah,
200,
yeah.
where Terry Long apparently after the semi-final, we could see she was in some discomfort.
Yes, I saw
Tapering,
that. I saw
right?
that.
I don't know if it's an ankle or foot or something, but and
Yeah, something was
right,
definitely going
semi-final
on,
the
but
200, right?
yeah. But in the 100-meter final, she really looked superior because she's very
Yeah,
strong.
yeah, she is.
She's very strong. Yeah. And if you allow her to get ahead of you in a 100 meters, it's hard to catch her. Very,
Right,
very, very hard. So again, our future is looking bright because
right.
these are class three. These are not these young ladies are not even ready yet. And they're performing at
Really,
this
oh, yeah.
level. They're performing at this level. Now, another athlete that caught my eye is from HYDEL, and this now is in the long distance. The
Oh,
2,000-meter steeplechase and the
oh,
3,000 meters.
yes. What's her name?
Kadeen Johnson from
Johnson.
HYDEL.
Johnson.
Oh
Yes.
my God. What a talent. What a young lady.
Yeah.
She fell.
Heavily,
She
not just
fell
fell,
over
heavily,
heavily.
heavily.
And she
Fall
got
down.
up.
Good,
She
yes.
got up and run
Fine.
past
Yeah.
the athlete
And
to win that gold medal because her school was vying for a championship. No,
yeah,
it cannot get any better than this. We
that,
cannot
right,
ask anything else
right.
of these children,
Mhm.
these juniors.
Yeah. That effort,
That
that
effort,
that maintain our composure. Sometimes you get up and you want to pass and you try too hard, but she maintained her composure and just think
listen,
she won.
I have seen athletes fall at champs and lay down in the track.
Yeah.
They don't
Right.
even move. They don't even
Yeah.
walk to the finish line.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
when she fell, let me tell you, when she fell, I felt it. And
Yeah.
she
Yeah.
looked around and she just got up
Yeah.
and
Got up.
went back into
Just
motion.
regain our composure. Yeah. Because sometimes they'll get up, but everything is just out of sync. The foot and the hand
Mhm.
not moving right, but she just got up and went. That effort, I think, would have. It was truly inspiring for the, not just the fan, but for the HYDEL aggregation
Yes,
when they
yes.
saw that.
9 big points,
But
9
right,
super points. Yeah.
for the rest of that Friday evening, going into Saturday,
Yes,
that would
yes.
have done them. I mean, lift.
Yep.
That would have lifted the team.
Yes, it
And then
did.
she
It did.
came back on the
It
Saturday.
should have. And she came back Saturday in the
I won
3,000
three
meters
thousand.
because I was like, oh my God, did she recover from that
Yeah,
fall?
that
Would
was
she
my
be
concern.
able? Would she be able to compete at her best? And she
Best,
did.
yeah,
And she did it in style. She
yeah.
did it in style because she did not struggle. She did
That was
not
my
struggle to win
concern.
that 9 points.
I
So
was concerned.
she
Yes,
is
go ahead.
one of my athletes
Oh yeah, oh, yes.
for
But
champs
this chance,
2023. Really
definitely,
inspiring that when you fall
definitely.
you don't have to stay down, you just
uh,
get up and continue on your journey. And
exactly,
that was what she did.
exactly so.
Now my number 5 is Cedrica Williams. Homo
Yeah,
technical on that the discus throw. breaking the record in the round, breaking the record multiple times.
Right, yeah, twice, yes.
What a
Yeah,
talent.
yeah. Because she, right, I think she was in one flight in the preliminaries. She broke it,
Yes.
and
Mhm.
then young lady
It
from
was
Jago,
yeah, it was broken by
uh,
St. Jago, and
um,
then she came
right,
back
in the
and
other flight, and she came back.
yeah.
But again, the discourse, we are making headways with the discourse in the discourse.
Yes, yes,
Um,
yes.
I am hoping that I'm not sure where she stands as far as school and all that, right? If she's ready to leave school yet or all that, I'm
Mm-hmm.
just hoping that she continues in the sport. Physically, she seems to have the right attributes,
Yes, yes.
right? And she see when you listen to her, she seems passionate about the event, which is good. Is a good starter. So I'm hoping that she'll fall with the right people who can guide her, and take her to that
These
next level.
these junior athletes, they are inspired. They are
Yes.
inspired when they look at what is happening, what has happened before them, what is currently happening. They are inspired. Because when you look at the performances, these young people, they are performing as if they're saying, I want to represent Jamaica
Right.
when I
Right.
get to a certain age. I want to become a pro athlete. I want to be able to do this like Shelley and Fraser Price, Veronica Campbell, Usain Bolt, Frederick Bakers, you name them. They want to do this. So they are inspired. So the role models ahead
Right.
of them
Right.
is
Right.
doing a great job. They've done a great job and they
Exactly.
continue to do a great job to inspire these young people. And that
Definitely.
is what I like. They are very businesslike.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen athletes when they're in the blocks, and if they're uncomfortable, they go like this.
Mm-hmm.
They go like this, and then the starter will say, okay, stand up. They know the rules.
Rules. Right.
They
Right.
know what is expected. They know how to what behavior to display.
Yes.
They know they've seen it, and they are now doing it for themselves. So those were my top five. Do you have any other
Um.
event on the girls side that you want to highlight?
Yes. The 1500 class one. Um. Jody and Mitchell Homewood breaking um record that was set on 1993 by one of the Turners. I think it was, I don't remember which of the Turners though. It might have been Yvette. I think
That's
it's
what,
Yvette.
class three?
No, class one
It,
1500.
class one
Jody
15.
and Michelle
Oh yes, yes,
from
yes.
Homewood.
Home mode,
Break,
right? From home mode,
right,
yes.
right.
Hmm.
Breaking that
Yeah.
record. Um, what 1993 or somewhere there that record was set, and
Very old.
it's whilst we're still somewhere off the pace on a global level in the middle distances, at least that could be a little inspiration for some to pursue the
Keep
event.
pushing, keep pushing,
Right,
keep pushing,
right, right, right.
keep pushing.
An
Yeah,
encouragement for her, to
yeah,
go a bit
yeah.
out.
Yeah,
It
with the
seems
middle with the middle and long distance,
it's
we
seven.
still have a way to go, and I've asked a question so many times that we've had such outstanding performances at boys and girls champs in the middle and long distance, but once they're out of high school, then it seems as if the event goes out the door. I'm not sure if what kind of system we have in place that can encourage middle and long distance champs athletes to cross over into to transition into senior level and still be able to develop that talent. So that is some work we really need to do, some work there, because if many remember We started out, Jamaica's dominance started out back in 1948 with the 400 and the 800.
Right? The
You know,
first
Mr.
medal, first Olympic medal that we won was in the 800 meters. Because the schedule was so
800
the
meters.
800 came before the 400.
Yeah, yeah, it was a
Right.
silver medal,
So,
silver
yeah.
medal. And
First medal was called
1952, and
right.
1952, we came back again and won a silver medal in the 800 meters.
I mean, and this is why it
You
bothers me
know,
so much about that event. George Carr in 1960, as a member of the other West Indies team to the Olympics, then was placed third in the Olympics. 1964, he was fourth. Manhandle should have somebody should have gotten disqualified, but they did not. He was fourth. That same year, Neville Mighton set a world junior record in the 800 meters. And this is why it pains me so much when I say that,
yeah.
we have, I mean,
Is it
I've been
that, is it
encouraged.
though,
But,
is it that
mm,
we're too involved? Is it that we're too sprint minded?
I think that is a part of it. We have some people who are running the 400 who should not be running the 400. Who should maybe, you know,
Maybe should be running eight.
try, at least give it a try. Give it a try. Give it a try. I mean, it's easy for me to say, sit in the chair here and say that. I mean,
Yes, yeah, yeah.
because the 800, you have to put in some serious mileage and all that sort of thing. So it's not an easy event. But I think, I mean, if you're battling with 45 mid and up, give the 800 a try.
Yeah,
I mean, give it a year
yeah,
or two
that's
and
true.
yeah, give it a try.
Yeah, if one
That's a
thing
good.
not working, but then again, do we have the system to step up? If you're struggling in the four, do we have the system? Do we have,
Yeah, I
do we have a training system that can condition
yeah,
someone
I
for the eight? Because when you look at most of our clubs, you really
mm,
don't have a lot of 800 people coming to the four. You have the
yeah,
sprinters, you have
I
quarter
agree.
milers,
Yeah,
so if there's no system to condition at 800, and I've said this all the time. People have said to me, HP, why don't you start a middle distance club? I've had
mm,
people said that to me. Why don't you come up with the initiative and get a good coach and get a good management team
mm,
and start, and if I should ever go that route, I'm not going to be coaching
mm,
sprinters because we already have some super coaches. We already have the likes of Stephen Francis, Glenn Mills, and all of these coaches coaching
yeah,
sprinters. So if I'm going to go that in that area, it would definitely be middle distance,
middle distance.
because
Yeah,
I know that we have the talent, but we just need the right person to condition those talents.
I think we may have a coaching issue. I mean, when we look at even at our performance at the junior youth level, I mean, on the global, it's evident that we are lacking,
Yeah.
and I it's the only thing I can attribute it to. I mean, coaching, and in fact, I can remember a lot of years in the past where there have been suggestions about us doing some sort of exchange with the Kenyans and all
With
of that.
Kenya,
They,
I've heard
we
that
help them with the
before, but
sprints and
yeah.
they help out, but for some reason it has not materialized.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm
I,
seeing that happening either. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah. I heard that. Yeah, I heard that back in maybe about some 10 years ago or
yeah,
something like that. That we would do a trade,
ongoing,
a barter
right.
system kind of thing. We help you, you help us. But I'm not sure if that is happening.
No, I don't. I'm not aware of it happening, but I think it's something that should be pursued. We
I think so
definitely
too.
can offer them something in the sprints, and well, by their record, it speaks for itself. I mean,
I'm
it
going to
speaks for
think
itself.
about. I'm going to think about it because I think we really need. We have the youngsters, and we have to remember that everything starts with the youngsters. And if you can have a young man at Champs running 1 minute, 1 minute, say 47 or 48, why is it that that young man cannot be conditioned to be running 145 or lower, 1 minute
Yeah.
45 or lower? So it is, I don't know, but it's something I think about it a lot. I think about it a lot, and I've said it. If I'm going to get involved in something like that, it is not going to be sprinters.
Exactly. Yeah,
No, no, no.
we're
We've
overloaded.
already, yeah, we've already
Right.
we're already overloaded with sprinters, and we have some of the best coaches in the world coaching our sprinters. So
I
you
agree.
don't need another sprint coach to. I know that the sprints get the glory, but I tell people anywhere you are in life, and if you're doing the job, you will get the glory. So if you're in the
Exactly.
field and you're doing well, your glory will come.
It will
If
come.
you're
It
in
will.
the middle distance and you're doing
Mm.
well, the glory will come. So don't think you have to run 100 meters to get glory.
Right.
So
Exactly.
moving
Exactly.
along now, let
Mm-hmm.
us talk about championships, chasing championships. Let us start with the boys first. Chasing championship.
Chasing championship. Oh Lord.
Yes.
Um, how should I approach it now?
You want me to start?
Yes, start. You start.
All right.
I'll follow your lead.
After after um after corporate area champs, many, including myself, saw or thought that Calabar would have been in the mix competitively,
Okay.
because corporate area champs, it was very, very close between Kingston College and Calabar. Of course, JC came third.
Mm.
But after looking, when we get into champs and look at the rounds, we realize, and I said this before in my prediction when I was asked, I said, KC is a team to beat. And even though Kingston College wasn't dominant in any class, they were
Mm.
very rounded. They were rounded. They were getting points from class one, class two, class three. They were getting points from the sprints, in the field, in the
Yeah.
middle, and long distance. And that
Right.
is what you need to win championship.
Ex-
No, Calabar class one did not turn up the way they
Fair enough.
should.
Right.
So
Right.
I knew from early that, okay,
Right.
Calabar is out of this, but JC was traveling nicely up to Friday. They were
Mm.
traveling nicely. They were
Mm.
getting points. They were in the sprints.
Mm.
They were getting points in class one, class two, three, in the sprints, in
Mm.
in the field.
Field. In the
They
field.
were
Yes.
getting points. Up to Friday, they were leading, but of course, they had some mishaps, and
With that.
things
Yeah.
changed for them. And JC did not turn up how I expected them to in the middle distance, in the 800. We did not see much of
With the exception
JC.
of class one. Only class one that
Yeah,
time.
they did not really turn up how they would normally turn up. So, and the thing is that KC did not make any mistake really. To me, I would say they had a perfect
Yeah.
championship. They
If you
hardly
can,
made
if
any
if
mistake.
there's such a thing. Yes. Yes.
Right. They
And,
hardly made any
oh,
mistakes. And
and
wherever,
yeah,
go
and
ahead.
that must be the result of careful and meticulous planning from day one. That's the only way you're going to get that sort of result. I mean, we have to give them credit when it comes to that sort of thing. You know,
Yes, yes, yes.
yeah.
And wherever KC was strongest, they made sure that they maximize
Maximize.
on
Yeah,
the points.
right. They did. They
And
did. They did. They did.
that was what they did. And of course,
Yeah.
many saw a close challenge with them and Kingston and Jamaica College. But of course,
Mhm.
Jamaica College had their mishap, and the whole energy change. And of
Right.
course, Calabar did not have the best championship. It was it was up
Yeah,
and down for
there
Calabar.
are some little issues, right? Like in
Yeah, a
class
lot of
three,
issues.
right? Class 300, the guy, what's his name? Walker. I think he was, I think he might have gotten injured and was, well, he didn't perform as was
Yeah,
expected.
yeah, yeah.
So that would be the 100, 200. I think the 400 they were expected. Well,
They won the
that,
class three
yes,
400.
yes.
Yeah,
That oh,
yeah.
I need to say something about that little guy. There's something about him that I just like.
Mr. Ellis,
Ellis,
Christopher Ellis.
Ellis.
Yes.
He just seems so composed,
Yeah.
relaxed
Mhm.
when he's running. I mean, people and he just looks. I like what I see. I really like what I see.
Yes,
Indeed.
indeed, 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 indeed. There were a few athletes that I had high expectations from that did not turn up for Calabar for whatever reason. Young Jamaica Peku, I had him along with in the 200 meters class three. I'm trying to remember his
Class
name.
three or something like that.
Yeah, I'm trying. He was supposed to be one of the favorite in class
Favorite,
three
right? Yes.
with Lewis from
From
State.
from
I didn't.
states, right?
Yeah, I didn't see much of him either. Of course, class one was what it is, but
Right.
for
Yeah.
fourth and fifth place was very very close between Saint Jago and States.
States.
Where
In
it was
fact,
a 2 points
in fact,
different
I'll be
difference.
honest. I thought states would have beaten us Diego. For those
Yeah,
who know
yeah.
what.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, yeah.
you know thought they would have beaten. But guys stepped up. So it was a good fight though.
It
For
was,
the
it was,
fourth place.
it was, it was, yeah. For fourth place, it was
Fourth
it was
place. Yeah.
really, really. And let me tell you, Stets was out in their numbers. Stets was in the sprints. They were in the middle
Yeah.
distance. Stets was busy. They
Yeah.
were busy in the hurdles. Stets was very much
I
at
I had some misfortune,
yes, they did.
disqualification, and
Yes, they
I
did. They
think
did.
somebody put one of the sprinters pulled up. Who?
Yeah, they had some problem, and
Right.
young
Yes. Yes.
Dunkley was disqualified. I mean,
Disqualified. Yeah.
yeah, my heart broke for him.
He came back in the 200 though, and it performed
Yeah,
well.
hmm he did. Girls, no, the ladies vying for champs. What can we say about girls champs? Take it
Wow,
away, sir.
wow. It definitely lived up to the hype,
Yeah,
the
he did.
expectation. Um, it um, well, the adrenaline supporters would have felt that was it not for some misfortunes that they could have taken the title, and I would tend to agree. Um, but the history books probably will not mention 20 years from now about the misfortunes. At the end of the day, they'll say HYDEL winning. But it was um, a keen battle from early, as we saw the athletes going through the preliminaries and people were trying to put so the expectations, we're setting expectations all around for the next day and the following day. And
Yes.
I like the finish. They were close, so
Let me tell you, this
right down
this
to the last
girl,
event,
yes,
was
girl,
not
girls champs Girls Champs 2023 reminds me of Boys Champs 2017 when it was neck and neck with Kingston College and Calabar, where Kingston College was leading by 4 points
oh,
going into the
okay.
four by
Yes,
four. And of course, Calabar came out,
4 yeah.
yeah, victoriously. But as you say, this girls' champs, it lived up to its name because these two schools were at it coming for the entire season, especially
Mhm.
after Central champs when HYDEL the
HYDEL.
day after or
Yeah.
later on in the night found
Yeah.
out that they
Right.
won by a half a point.
Point,
But one of the things that, because I was saying all season, when I was asked about who I think would win girls champs, I said to them, I said, look, if HYDEL can find points in the field and in the middle and long distance, they will not be defeated. I kept saying
They
that
did.
if they can find the points, if they can find the
Right.
points in the middle and long distance and in the field, they will not be defeated. And they did, because let me tell you, I'm going to be honest on tape right now. I was surprised that HYDEL won the 3,000 and the
2000
2,000
and
meter
steeplechase.
steeplechase because normally they do not have that dominance in the
Right.
middle or long
Mm,
distance,
mm,
and
mm.
it seemed as if they were doing their job behind
Yeah.
the scene. And let me tell you,
And
HYDEL, when you look at how HYDEL competed at Girls Champs
yes.
2023, they competed as a team, they worked together. They,
Mm.
when you look at the class one young ladies leading that team, Onika Makano, Alana Reed, Alea Baker,
Baker.
they work this
Leaders.
thing. They were leading their team. And when it was time for the rounds of the relays, all three of them were out there in the
Mm,
rounds of the relay. And what they
mm,
did, they basically jogged their leg
mm.
because they knew that they had other duties, because they wanted to be safe going into the final. When I saw Makanov
Right.
on that second leg, just barely running, she was barely
Just
jogging.
doing right. Mm.
Alea Baker was the same thing. She anchored and she was big. And I said, yes, these young ladies, they
That,
have their
that knew
plan.
right. Right.
They know where the work is
More.
needed the most, and they came out as a unit. And let me tell you, we have to big up this HYDEL team. We have to big
Oh
them up
yes.
because
Yes.
they
Yes.
competed as a unit.
Yeah.
They were very much united in everything. We have to big
Mm.
up. We have to big them up, big up them coach and the management team.
Yeah.
They were very strategic
Yeah.
in their plan, and at the end of the day they got the job done. And let me tell you, this is what championship is about. The maturity, the level of maturity that these young lady exude, as you would say, it is unmatched to see juniors operating like this at this
Yes.
level, the high standard in which they display of themselves. It was something. And believe me, Edwin Allen fight, because let me tell
Oh
you,
yes. Oh yes.
when
Oh
when
yes.
when it got to the medley and HYDEL wasn't there, I'm like, okay, so
Lord.
Edwin, so it no flip back to Edwin. That was what I said. It
Yeah.
flipped
Yeah.
back to Edwin, because that's 12 big points,
Points. Big
and
points.
HYDEL would not even be getting 1 point.
Points. Yes. And
And
disqualification. Yeah.
it just so unfortunate when they show the replay. I'm like, wow,
Yeah. It was.
this is
Yeah. I
a
saw it.
Ghana,
Yeah, I
this
couldn't
is,
hear. I couldn't hear what was going. I was at a another location. I wasn't at home. I was at a location. I carried my laptop and a thing and put up on a big TV and make everybody watching the champs. So nice, and I couldn't hear, but I picked up what was happening.
yeah.
It's
Yep.
I sort of I feel it for that young lady, and
Yes. Yeah.
I hope that they don't give her too much. You know,
These things happen.
yeah,
We
the
have
other the
to,
students. I don't think that
yeah.
so, yeah,
Yeah. In championships, you're going to have mishaps. It is going to happen. And me, I big up all the athletes, because they all came out and they put on a show for us. Win, lose, or draw, they are
yes,
all
they did, they did,
winners.
they did.
They are all winners. And when you look at 279 versus 277, we
Yeah,
could not ask
yeah.
for anything else.
Right,
We
right,
could not
right.
ask for anything else. And we also have to recognize Homeward, who is coming back. Homeward put on a good show themselves to finish third.
Third, yes,
Yes,
yes.
Homeward put on a big show. They put on a good show to finish third. And of course, the St. Catherine pair of St.
Oh
Jago
yes,
and the St. Catherine finished
I,
fourth and fifth.
yes. Um, Catherine, I have to give them big props. Um, I think maybe from about 3 years ago, you could see that something is happening at St. Catherine.
Mm,
I've heard the name of the coach mentioned. The guys usually, I just can't remember his name, but whoever he is doing an excellent job. And
yeah.
and the girls seem to be ahead of the boys, but there are a couple boys coming to the fore. So I'm
And
I'm
and I'm glad you
I'm
say
hopeful.
that. I'm glad you say that. That's one of the thing I realize with, and I've been asking this question for years. The co-head school, there I cannot name one co-head school where the boys are ahead of the girls.
Um,
If there's any, I would love for you to tell
Jago
me.
occasionally,
Ah,
occasionally, occasionally.
but if you look at the data,
No, it's
I
occasionally. Yeah,
think the girls, yeah, the girls are always ahead, finishing
yeah.
ahead of the boys. So the girls will finish either third or fourth, the boys will finish fourth or fifth. But
Yeah.
St. Jago
Right.
is the most successful co-head champ school with 4 girls title, 2 boys title, and they seem to finish in the top five very, very
Consistently,
often,
consistently.
more than
Really,
less.
really. Right, right, right.
Yes, yeah, because as it is right now, both of them finished
Sure.
fourth on the girl, and yes, fourth on the oh fifth. Hold on, let me see. Yeah,
Fourth and
fourth
fifth.
on the boy and fourth on the girls.
Yeah.
Right. So St.
Um,
Jago is really the most consistent. But I keep
I
asking this question: why is it that the co-ed school, the girls do better than the boys? And I don't even know if we have
significantly better,
and
not just better,
significantly
significantly
better
better,
than the
significantly better.
boys. And I don't even know if anybody can answer this question.
It's a question I have asked about. I am yet to get any sort of answer at
Yeah,
all. Not even an answer which I would consider reasonable. No answer.
yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
uh, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. Is it that I don't know. I don't want to sound sexist when I say this, but is it that the girls are more disciplined? I don't know. I don't know. I would love for a coach who coach co-head school to talk to me about why is it that the girls program flourishes more than the boys program.
Right.
What seemed to be
Mm,
the what is causing the separation?
well,
That's a good
I
that's a
would love
question
to.
for us.
Yeah, I would love to hear the response. You know.
Yeah, that's one to think about. But moving down now,
Mhm.
let us talk about quickly just the non-traditional schools that they were busy at chance.
Let
And the
me just
school on the tip of my tongue is Magati.
Agati. Yeah, let me look at it.
Magati High School. Let me tell you, I'm going to say this on camera, and maybe I should be embarrassed, but I'm not. I did not know where Magati is until chance this year. I swear.
Um, well, you're not alone, you know. I quite a number of schools. I have no idea where they are located, you know.
Okay, so see someone on the chat, Marlene is saying that Magati High boys did better than the girls, and she's right. So
And they are co school.
as a co-head school, thank you for that,
Yeah,
Marlene. You're
yeah,
right.
yeah.
So
But
recently, as in now, we
yeah,
have a co-head school that
mm,
did better than the girls, and that's
yeah. Mm,
Magati. Magati was very, very busy at these
busy.
championships,
Yeah.
and I don't just say mean that they came there and make up numbers. They won gold medal.
Right, 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 right.
Yeah,
But
so yeah, finish in the top 10. Magati.
they're
Listen,
ninth. They're
at
ninth.
one point, ninth, yes.
Ninth
At one
and fourth
point,
point.
Magati was third.
Yeah, they were ahead of Jigo.
Yeah,
I
and
mean,
they
I
were ahead
wasn't
of
concerned. No, I wasn't concerned because I knew where our strengths lie down the road. You
yeah,
know, but
yeah. But
yes,
that's
they were
yeah, that's
right.
very good.
They were. They were.
They were third, at one
Um,
point ahead of Calabar and St. Jago and all those schools. And
and
of course,
again,
St. Catherine High for the
Yeah,
girls, finishing fifth in the
fifth.
top 10 also.
Yeah, I think that would be their highest. I think yeah, this would be their highest placing.
Yeah. Edwin Allen finished sixth for the boys.
Boys.
Yeah. But Edwin Allen is building a nice, let me tell you, Edwin
Nice, yes.
Allen is putting together a nice little program where there it seems as if now their boys are
Picking up.
not where the girls are, but they
No,
are
not yet.
competing. They
But
are
that's right,
busy.
right,
They are
right.
very
And
much busy.
yeah, and it's sort of evident for a couple of years now. I mean, like 2, 3, 4 years. You see, and they're making some progress in the events, like the field events. Well, the throws,
Yes.
shot put, discuss. The boys have been doing very well. In fact, there's a young man last year, young. I remember he's young from.
Yes.
I'm kind
Yes.
of wondering. I haven't heard anything about him. I am
Yes. I think
wondering
his
where
name,
he is.
maybe, I'm not sure. I was wondering where he was. I think his name is, I think, Christopher Young. I don't know. Maybe he moved on and he's in college or wherever, but I did
Um,
not hear his name this time around. But yeah, he won one of the throws last year
he-
at
uh,
Champs, if my
um,
memory.
no, I don't think he won. But I think coming into
He
he
did
might,
not last year? Christopher
maybe.
Young?
Maybe he might have. Yes, he might have. Yeah, maybe
Yeah,
I'm
I
thinking
think
about
so.
World Junior, World Under 20. I mean,
Okay,
at
so
one time
Marlene, so hold on
in
a
the top
minute,
five.
Ozzy.
Yes, okay.
Marlene on the chat is now
Uh,
pointing out that there are some boys' school from co-head school, boys team, who have done better than the girls. She mentioned Magati, she mentioned Belfield, and she
mhm.
also mentioned Stets.
That's about the bet. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Thank
Yeah.
you, Marlene. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed. Mount Alvernia finishing in the top 10, Ozzy.
Mm, yeah.
Yes, Mount Alvernia is in the top
Yeah.
10.
10. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. 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 Yes.
Yeah. So
Ah.
this is a good look. This is a good look for the championship. This is a good look for, for the championship overall, where you have other schools now coming into the party. They're not just coming to champs to run in the heats and then, relax for the rest of the days. They're competing up to the final day to give their school points, and this is a good look. Of course, you have other schools that made a lot of noise. You had St. Mary High, who is 2 times
Yeah.
girls champs winners.
Yeah.
They made a lot of noise. You have
Yes.
Port Antonio
And the
also, who
boys, right?
were there, Port Antonio High, and you had Lacovia, who was
Ah,
also doing.
Alphonsus Davis.
Alphonsus Davis.
Right. Well,
Yes,
again, your girls seem to be doing better than the boys, but
yes, yeah.
nonetheless, you know, yeah.
Yeah. You
Um,
really do have more girls team in co-head which are doing better than the boys.
mhm.
Significantly.
Yeah. Um,
Struggling. Okay, go ahead if you
no,
want
no,
to.
no. When we finish that, there's a comment I want to make. I
Okay, no.
wish that I have had, I have, still have.
Okay. Okay, no
Struggling,
problem.
right?
Struggling schools.
Um,
We see where the winningest school with 21 titles have been struggling for the last number of years,
are we
not
talking?
able
We're
to.
talking
We're
amongst the
talking
girls,
about
right?
very technical, yeah, very technical on the girls'
Very
side,
technical.
who have not
Very
seemed to
technical.
be able to find their way back
I'm looking.
home.
Yeah, I'm looking. Where did they finish? Oh, they were 12.
Ver did not finish in the top 10.
Yeah,
This is not like a
no, they
very
were 12.
technical. Yes, they're not in the top 10, right?
Yeah, it's. I, I don't know. I
Yeah.
really don't know
Yeah. So
what
you
has
have
happened
schools
here.
that, yeah, you have schools that have won champs before struggling. Very Technical, who is the winningest girls' school. Manchester
Amongst the
High,
girls, right?
yeah, Manchester High was
Manchester.
won 3 titles.
Oh,
They
right.
too
We're
were
16.
struggling to get back in form. On the boys' side, 8 times winner Monroe College is not even at the party,
Um,
really.
yeah, I don't. I don't know. I
Yeah,
don't know if it has to do with their board. I don't know. I will just be guessing and speculating basically.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um,
I remember some time ago, when I have this discussion with coaches, I always
yes.
ask the question, and coaches will say, if the head of the school is not into sport, then the school is not into sport. I've heard a lot of coaches say that. So if the principal or the head of the school or somebody is not a sports enthusiast, then
Mm.
chances are the program will not get any attention.
Yeah, I think that there's some sort of correlation between what you just said, the head of the school being a sports person. But I don't know, and probably this is where the past students' body need to probably
Get
mobilize
involved.
themselves, edge them on,
Yes.
not take
Hmm.
it to the extremes like we see some
Yes.
do, but
Yes.
but
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
but get things
Yeah,
going,
get
things work.
involved,
Right.
get things going. Yeah, find out what is happening. Put
Happening,
some
right? How can they
energy
assist?
into it.
Exactly. How
Yeah.
can
In
they
other
assist?
words, a strong alumni. I realize that
Exactly.
without a strong alumni,
Mm.
it's very difficult. Even though you have some schools who they do not have a strong alumni, but they're
But they
still
still
doing, they're
they're
still doing
right,
their
right,
thing.
making their presence felt. Um,
Yeah, but it is
the
very surprising to see, schools like Veer, Manchester, Monroe struggling the way that they are too.
Camperdown got 1 point.
Yes, and Camperdown too.
They were
Yes,
they
yes.
were joint 39th.
Yeah.
Joint 39th. Um,
Yes, yes. You're right. You're right.
yeah, that I don't know.
And I mean these schools have had produced outstanding
Standing
Olympians,
over
world
the years,
world
exactly over the years,
champions,
they have you know
so
Jamaica
so the
really benefited from their.
influence.
Mm-mm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I don't know. And
So
for
I don't
schools, sorry,
go ahead, go ahead.
there are some schools. All right, I'm basically from Spanish Town. Um, Eltham, Spanish Town High. I don't think Jose Marti was there. Innswood. There are about four high schools in and around Spanish Town who I mean, and this is they have been consistently absent from champs. I don't know why or what's the problem. Kingston Tech. I don't remember Kingston Tech.
Dalton James, Pembroke, all
Tivoli,
those people, Charlie
Tivoli,
Smith. I mean, yeah, they are.
Charlie. Right.
Yeah,
And what I find hard to understand is some of those schools have done well, like in football. And to me think it harder to prepare a football team than a track team,
and a track team, because
Yeah,
a track team
because
you only need one person to start the race,
yeah, yeah,
just
right
one
there we go.
person.
There we go. And football, you have to get. You may have individuals, good individuals, but you have to get them working as a team, and that is harder to do in football. And track and field, yes, you're a team, but when you're on the track, you're competing against even your own teammate, so it's that much more individual. And some of these schools, Norman Manley, Tivoli, Charles, you have done well in football. Again,
Yes,
I
yeah,
don't
even
understand.
Norman Manley. Yeah, you're right.
Right.
You're right.
Yeah, you have
Why
done
is
well.
it that so many schools are absent from the party?
I
Very
don't
good
know.
question. Yeah, very very good question.
It
I
is
would lo- I
because
would I would love to talk to some of these schools that, just to find out, what is
yeah,
happening, because one thing I know for sure in Jamaica, every school play PE.
right.
PE is where we
Yeah,
start. Physical education is where
mm,
we start. The PE department is where
right,
you start. And a lot of
right.
schools have find a way to use their PE department to be their blueprint to set
Mm.
up their track and
Their
field team or their
specific
whatever
course
team
program. They have specific
specific.
program.
There you
Right.
go, specific sports program. Yeah, so I'm not sure why so many schools are absent from a school event,
Yeah,
you know.
I have no idea at all, at all, at all.
But
I don't
that's
know if it's
something
lack of
to
resources. It,
that's something to,
I wish someone would do a study.
yeah, I'm going to
I wish
myself
someone would do a study, you know?
to talk to
And
some people. I'm going to find a way to talk to some of these schools to
yeah,
find out what are some of the challenges they're facing, why they are not a part of ISA's sports program, as in Manning Cup, cricket, track and field, netball, that kind of thing, because
right. Yes.
something is definitely wrong. So when you look at cricket, when you look at the top sports, you keep hearing the same school names being called. You
Hmm.
keep hearing football is a little different because when you go
Yeah,
Doncaster Cup, then you
right.
start hearing, kind of
You hear,
different names
right. You
here
hear
and
some names mentioned in football that you don't hear in champs.
yes,
Right.
that you don't hear in champs,
Yeah.
right? So, and I mean, as
But
you rightfully said, it's easy to form a track team than a football team.
I think so. You know,
Because one athlete, if you have one athlete, you can register your school for champs.
champs. Right, right. Exactly.
When Usain Bolt competed back in his time, I don't even know if it was, maybe it was just Usain alone. I don't have the data to show, but
Yeah.
you kept hearing Usain from William Nib, and he put William Nib on the champs list, on the champs
Yeah.
radar. So you just need one athlete to start the party going because success breeds success.
It does.
So
It does.
but
Right.
it is something to question, and I'm going to do a little follow up on it. But let us quickly look at Jamaica's future based on what we're seeing with our juniors,
Right.
our sprinting.
Before I go to that, as I said, I have a. It's not a question. It's a wish,
Sure.
kind of. Um, maybe it's a far out wish. Some will say. I would like to see the day when the winner of boys and girls champs to win 150 points and you win champs. What
I
that
see
would
what you're
mean,
saying, and I see
yes,
where
yes.
you're going.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right. What that would mean is that the track and field is spread far and wide.
More school getting points.
Yes, 150 point. When you're doing your tally, boy, you wonder if you can win 3 events because of how widespread the talent and the expertise and all of that. Um, all right, let me. I don't want to dwell too long on. I did a little thingy here. Let me just quickly. Let me just the. Yeah, sorry, just give me a minute. Oh Lord, everything. The top, for example, the top 3 schools in the boys, they scored like half of the available points. Same thing in the girls, half of the points. The top 5 was like 60 something. When they reach top 10, nearly all the points, 90 something percent of the points. It's yes, occasionally we hear some small, like for example, will come up and but it doesn't last 1 year, 2 year, 3 year. Petersfield somehow seems like somewhat of an exception. They have been able to hang
Yes.
on their athletes, and I'm
Yeah.
glad for that.
Yeah,
I'm glad for that.
Petersfield is very have been consistent, and
Yeah,
they have been able to keep their athletes. That is a very good observation. They
right.
have, and I would love to know, kind of have an idea of their program and how is it
Mm,
that they're able to keep their student athletes in the school, because that's what we want. That's what we want for more schools.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's what we want for more schools. We want the student athletes to understand that you don't have to get up and leave because of the lack of resources. You want to know that your school can provide the resources, the nutrition, the gym if you need to have a
and
gym, the weights, the different things,
right. And
everything
sometimes
that
you yes, it would be ideal to have other stuff. that you mentioned. But you can improvise. There's some simple things that can be done. I mean, I was talking to a colleague of mine, and the same discussion came up. And I was saying, even hurdles. Yes, you may not be able to buy a full flight of hurdles, but for practice, most of the schools they have woodwork departments and all that stuff. You can fashion something that you can practice your hurdles.
Mm-hmm.
Starting blocks. There was a lot of concern about the starting. The kids having problem with the stars and all that. You can make some starting blocks in your woodwork department. Or even go down the road, make the carpenter make something for you so you can practice.
Yeah, because a lot of
Like,
these schools have what they call the department. When I used to go to school, what they used to call it, you used to have
uh,
woodwork department
woodwork
and machine and something something
machine,
department.
right, right. And some have industrial arts
Yeah, the
or whatever.
skills.
For that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the skill
exactly,
department. Hmm.
exactly, exactly. I mean,
That's a
high
good
jump.
point. That's a
Yeah,
good point.
there's a lot of things some of the schools can do for themselves. A
Yeah,
high jump.
improvise. Yeah.
You can get canvas, tarpaulin. You get sponge. You can buy this. You make a bag. And the
Build
standards you
something.
can
Yeah.
build something simple. Yes, not of the quality that we use in a champs
But at
competition. But
least you have
you can practice.
something to, yeah, to
Ex-
practice. Yeah.
exactly, exactly. So
Good
I'm
idea. That's a very good
hearing
idea.
a
That's a
whole
good
lot of
idea.
excuses, but
Yeah, that's a
we
very good
need
idea,
to
man.
improvise.
Very good
And
idea. If you're not able to buy, as you said, to buy the hurdles, make something, get
you
some
can do
plastic,
something, right?
whatever, get hard plastic and make something. Make the boys or whatever the
Exactly,
departments make
exactly.
something, make them for an assignment and something and donate them to the track team.
For discus and shot put, most of the schools in the country, most the newer ones maybe don't have no for land, but most of them have land. Once you have a open space to make a throwing circle, 2 bags of cement, some gravel, sand, and you have a throwing circle. You can make multiple throwing circles. That's a start. So it's a lot of things that can be done, but
Yeah.
uh,
True, true. In Jamaica, as we said, oh, you got turn your
turn
hand,
your
make
hand, make question.
turn your hand, make
Exactly.
action. Yeah, there
There
you
you go.
go.
There,
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
You're right, man. I mean, that's some good ideas. What you just said a while ago, really, really good ideas. How we can improvise until we get to that level where we
Level.
are
Yeah.
able to
Right.
buy the nice things and just start
Exactly.
out, just start out with something. And as you develop, as you go along, people will
Right.
want to help. But the thing is that
There
you
you
have
go.
to start somewhere first, and then people
First.
will see
Exactly.
that you are serious and they
Right.
will want to help you,
To help.
So
That's the
yeah,
critical. To help,
good,
not that
good,
they must take
yeah,
full,
yeah,
take the full bear the full burden.
yeah, good idea.
Mhm.
Jamaica future look good in the sprints. Talk about Jamaica future and the sprint,
Yes.
especially on the women's side. We seem to be producing the women faster than we're producing the men.
Yes. Right now.
Yeah,
And it has been so for a little while
yeah,
when
it's
it comes
been
to the
like that
sprint.
for ages.
Um,
Yeah, yeah.
um, I have gotten some arguments with some colleagues last year, the year before, that berating the men. Yeah, I told them, look, don't worry. You could, yes, all women are doing exceptionally well now, but I think, what's the term they use? We're fighting above our weight class. For a country, our and resource, we really shouldn't be able we're producing so many
But many will say we're producing the women with the same resources. Many would say that. Many would say many yeah, many would say we're producing the women with the same resources. So what would be the excuse?
I think it's just a natural dip that we're having. I think it's just a dip, a period where we have a little lull. The mighty US had it. The mighty US had a lull, so I think that's just what we're going through. When we look at, if we look at sprinters like age 22 and below, what amongst the men, we see we are in a good position. Yes, we don't have any 90. Well, we have one oblique, but I think we're in a good position for the future.
Yeah, I think the future look good, and already, especially if we look at the women as it is right now, our three top women have been dominating for the last three seasons. We won 2019 at the World Championship. We won 2021 at the Olympics. A clean sweep. We came
Right.
back last
And we
year and
came
we
back
did the same
last
thing
year,
again.
right?
And
Right.
we have a set of young lady in the wings, in the like of Brianna Liston, Brianna Williams, the Clayton twins, Serena Cole,
The heel.
Alana Reed. When you look at when you Kerika Hill,
Very.
when you look at that list,
Yeah.
you're like, and they just keep coming. The
Yeah.
women just keep falling out of the factory. The
Right.
factory,
Right.
Jamaica female sprinting factory,
Um.
is turning over too fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're coming in a rapid, and I mean, at a global event, we can only afford three at the Olympics, four at the World Championship if you are defending champion. So
Right.
what do we do with the rest? And they're
Oof.
fast, they're quickly
Um.
approaching.
I wish you didn't ask that question. What do we do
Oh,
with the rest? Because the temptation. There are some countries out there that will dangle
mm-hmm.
things
Yeah,
to
yeah.
lure away some of our people
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and they they have no scruples when it comes to that. Some Middle East countries and all that stuff.
Yeah, yeah. Because
But
when you look, yeah,
we
we
hope that
hope.
we
When you
don't
look
get
at the talent now, that is still in high school, when you look at Serena Cole, Alana Reed, Buaji and Kumi, Ricky and Russell, Delana Kennedy, Rashawn Clark, Shaquane
yeah,
Gordon,
junior.
Tiana Lee Terry Long, Natrice East, Tiana Marshall, Kerika Hill, all of those people. When you look in the field at Kobe Lawrence, Jaden Hibbert, Cedrica Williams, among many others. I mean, the
Jaden Hebert,
factory.
although in college, just 18 years old, and a
That's what I'm saying.
world under
Juniors,
20 record in the triple jump.
juniors, all of
Yeah,
them names I
right,
just called still juniors. Even the Clayton
right,
twins who are now pro,
exactly.
they're juniors.
Yes, exactly.
Brianna Liston, who is at LSU,
Still a
junior,
junior.
still a
Exactly.
junior.
Um,
So, our factory is just,
yeah,
man, the factory is really
it's
spitting out
full
these
full production
sprinters.
mode.
Yeah, man, production
Full
is like
production mode.
no break, no break.
Yeah.
There's no break in between with the women, because if you look at our women coming from the 1980s, when we first won our medal with Merlin Atti at the 1980 Olympics, we have not looked back since. We have not had a dip with the women since. The
True.
women have medal at every Olympic
Every
Games from
yes,
1980. Everyone,
yes.
1980, 84,
80,
88,
88,
come
98.
all the way
Yeah,
up. The women have
that's right.
medal in the sprints.
That is true. That's true.
The women have medal in the sprints from 1980 come right up. And that is not me saying it. The data is there to prove
Yeah,
it.
it's there. Right, right.
The data is there to prove it. And then when we came in the 21st century, led by
Yeah,
Veronica
we take
Campbell
it to another
Brown,
level.
led by Veronica Campbell Brown, they raised the bar
Ridiculous,
to a
crazy.
certain level. It is ridiculous what they're doing.
Yeah, yeah,
You have had three clean sweep in the women's 100 meter at the global level, and they are done by Jamaica only.
yeah.
2018 Beijing, 2021 at the Olympics, and
Oh
2022
Lord.
at the World Championship.
Yeah,
No other country has have had a clean sweep
yeah,
of the women's 100
yeah.
meter, and
Done.
Jamaica have three clean
3
sweep.
times. Yeah, that's crazy.
It's crazy. It is crazy. And now, and this is why I told you earlier that our young athletes, they are inspired, and this is why
Right.
they are so brilliant at what they do, because when they look at what is happening ahead of them,
Mhm.
they have no choice but just to. to follow.
Yes, 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 yes.
So
I wish a couple of the medals were in the 800 though. If you only knew, oh, I have been Natoya Bull, just wishing for her to get that medal.
yeah.
Again, to inspire the ladies in that
Yes.
event, you know.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
But
Guli carrying the flag. She's carrying the flag
she
for
was
us.
fine,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh yes,
Yeah.
oh
Yeah.
yes. And on the men's side now I see Navaski Anderson
Yes,
and I
Navaski
mean,
Anderson is the latest on the list. Yeah. Yeah.
and
He
we have
doing
a good
well.
crop of young guys. They're not there yet, but
Yeah.
encouraging, encouraging.
Yes, yeah, yeah. We've had the likes of Kemar Farkison, who just left Calabar, with uh Rivaldo Marshall, of course, Kevroy
Only,
Vincent, those young men. So
right, yeah,
hopefully, we will see something, because they just left high school like a year or two ago.
or
So,
two,
they have to take some
only
time
all
to get
at
that
all
rhythm.
right.
Yeah.
And you
So
Blake, um, yeah. So
yes, Javon
I'm,
Blake, who just
I'm
left high
hopeful.
school.
I'm
I,
hopeful. I'm
I am
hopeful that
hopeful too. I,
even
I am
one or
hopeful.
two, and it doesn't even necessarily mean winning a medal at the Olympics, but even being to the level where they are competitive. You know,
Competitive, yes.
right, right, right.
I totally agree. I
We get there.
totally
We get
agree. Yes. So with that said, do you have any closing remark? I'll let you go first.
there. Well, now is what, April. I hope we can keep another champs in July.
Man, that would be sweet. That would be sweet. That would be sweet. But just to
Oh
remind,
Lord,
just to
that would too much
remind
of
the
my work.
viewers,
This school,
yeah, just to remind the viewers though,
that
Carifta
mm,
gives Carifta is coming up this
this
weekend.
weekend,
This
yes,
weekend is Easter weekend, right?
Easter weekend, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
Carifta is coming up this weekend. So just to remind the
I don't know who watching it yet, but I'll work that out
yeah,
somehow.
I'm not sure who will be carrying it. Good. Hey, Tracy and Howell. But but Champs 2023 is over. It is behind us, and
Unfortunately,
it
mm,
was it was
yes,
entertaining. It was
it was.
electrifying. It
Mm.
was a cut above the rest. Ozzy, what is your closing remark?
Wow. I mean, you have said it all. What else can I add? But just to reinforce what you have said, it was exceptional as usual. The level of competition was keen. I mean, there were some tussles out there. All the events we saw the level of competitiveness and quality. Not just, because you can have competitiveness, but the quality not good. But we had both. Wow, the future looks good. Um, it's just now for the administration, which we have to give them credit. They have been doing well. Of course, always room for improvement. I
Yeah.
mean, corporate Jamaica, us, the fans and supporters, to do our bit as much or as little as we think we can do. We do to help the athletes. Before the discipline, the indiscipline.
Yes.
I have to talk about that.
Yeah.
Um, all right. What we have seen over the years is more so from the boys' side, the boys' school, and the rivalry. Um, Champs brings out the best in us, it brings out the worst in us on some occasions. We can have keen rivalry without the level of indiscipline. Some of it is from the athletes themselves, some of it from the supporters that, you know, hollering for the school. The schools need to lay down the rule, the level of behavior that's expected and will be tolerated, and indicate that anybody who transgress, there will be sanctions. The parents and the athletes then need to be made aware to that. Look, if your child step out of line, he may be off the team. So don't come here and come kick up the rumpus and want to find out why you're picking on the team. That is the reason. So you do your part. It's students that get a opportunity to get a good education, and make something out of themselves, then you to seize it, grab the moment, work with it, run with it.
I
That's
totally,
right.
I totally agree with you, Ozzy. The schools need to, as you said, lay down the rules, and the rules need to really come from the top. Since as ISA is a governing body for
Right.
high school sports, they
And a
have to
body of
lay,
principals, a body made up of
yes,
principals, right?
yes, they have to lay down the rules, and schools, coaches, and principals need to understand that look, your school is a brand. And when
Yes.
you put on the colors of your school, you go out there and you're not representing yourself only, you're representing a brand, you're representing an institution.
Institution, right.
You understand? And you have to remember that you have to operate within the rules. If you cannot do that, whether you're the top athlete or not for your school, you will have to sit this one out. And the thing is that the governing body need to stand by their decision. When you make a decision, you need to stand by your decision so that everyone understand that we are not going to be flexible with the rules, because they
No
also
compromise.
have to understand they also have to understand that uh, sponsors are looking at them, universities are looking at them, and sponsors are not going to align their brand with indiscipline. If you're indisciplined, a sponsor will not approach you and say, okay, we want to take your career to the next level. So those are the things you need to let them understand, that yes, you are here running for your school, but remember that if you want to make a career from this thing that you're doing, people are watching you. You understand? People,
Exactly.
if you need a scholarship to go to a university, they are also watching you, because no coach is going to come here and say, okay, I want this athlete to come run for it. Doesn't matter how good you are. If you're in discipline, you will not be on their list.
Exactly.
You understand? So they, as children, we have to let them understand that people all around who can impact your life, your career, they are looking
Right.
on. So as you rightfully say, the indiscipline, we have to cut it out, we have to get rid of it. And I totally agree. This is a high school event and we have to treat it accordingly. We're dealing with children and they
Um,
have to understand that the rules state that everybody must compete at a certain level. Sportsmanship, like we
exactly.
don't want the indiscipline, the fighting. Yes, someone make a mistake, but you don't have to get at them. Allow the governing body
Body.
to discipline them.
Exactly.
You
In
know,
fact,
and we have to get rid of that. And see, I saw something online, I don't know if it's true, but I saw where Grace is now upset as a title sponsor because they're saying, look, we are not going to align our brand if this
no, I no,
indiscipline
I
continue. And
actually
I
heard the
agree with
interview.
them.
Yeah, I heard the interview. Yes,
I agree with
I
them.
heard
I
the
agree
interview.
with them. I agree
But
with them.
the thing that bother, well, not bother, but I don't think some of the athletes and even the supporters, because sometimes the supporters cause problem too, fully comprehend what it would mean for Grace Kennedy to pull out of boys and girls jobs. So I have a colleague and I made a suggestion. I said, look, some of these acts of indiscipline, probably what you need to do is you well, apart from banning the school, so if the parents is
Okay,
back,
you're freezing up, Ozzy, so you'll have to repeat that last part. While
minus 50
Ozzy come back to us, Tracy and is saying
for the
they
next
have to
champ.
learn to dance a yard before them dance. So true, Tracy.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
yeah, we all are against
Um,
the indiscipline. Ozzy, repeat what you just said. You were
oh
breaking up.
no, no, I yes, I think it might have freeze up. No, I was saying that some of the athletes and even the supporters probably don't comprehend what it means when, if and when a Grace Kennedy pull out of champs, pull their financial support out of champs. But what some of them probably more understand is the school that they support or attend not taking being banned from champs, or if an offense doesn't warrant that, you dock them 30 penalty points. So the following year them start at minus 30 or minus 50.
Yeah, let them drop. Yeah, let them drop points. Find
Yes.
a way to, because the thing is that we have to learn. We have to learn it, because if you go out on the big stage and you do something like that, you will be penalized. So we don't want you to go out there and embarrass the country like that. I mean,
Right.
online I've seen some comments. I've seen where people say, "Oh, if Grace want to pull out, make them go on," and
Right.
Grace, and I'm like, here is an organization investing over $80 million
A
in.
hundred and some million.
All right, there you go. There you go. There you go. And they should have a say. And I agree with them. I don't want them to pull out, but I
No, no,
agree
no.
with them pushing
No,
for the discipline, because remember, these are children. We're
right.
talking about
It,
children, and we have to
exactly.
ensure that they are disciplined enough in the sport. Because let me tell you, I don't think a lot of us understand that sport is a business. It is a business. It doesn't matter what level it is. It takes money to run an event like this.
Yeah.
It takes a
Oh, yeah.
lot of
Oh,
money,
yes. Oh,
not
yes.
chicken feed, a lot of money. So when a company like Grace is going to align their brand with something like this, you can't have people fighting and all of that. And because someone made a mistake and you might not finish out, these things do happen. It's competition. I've watched the Olympic Games and I've seen people drop. A matter of fact, I think Mofar, is it Mofar? Is I'm trying to remember the long distance runner that dropped in
Mhm.
the 10,000 meter, and he got up and run his race and he won. He
Mm.
was, how the 5,000 and those races go. It's easy for people to drop, and
Yes. The
he fell.
champion bundling. Right. Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he fell and he just got up and he just continued running his race, and he ended
Yeah.
up winning. So if this is happening to you at this level and you want to fight, what are you going to do when you go on the world stage and it happened to you? In the national color, you are going to start war with somebody? No, we can't have that. We
Yeah.
can't have that. So this is something for Issa to really see.
Another thing along the same line that I see happening is the taunting of their opponents.
I
Um,
mean, that happens in sports.
yeah,
We've
but
seen it happen, but
yeah, I will tolerate the celebration, but when you start to taunt your opponents, no, that is a no. In fact, there was a young man from a bar school in Kingston who some years back did it a number of times, champs and all this other thing. Got a scholarship, went to the US and did it. Now the NCAA, that's taboo. You don't do that. It's disqualification. He did it here and he was disqualified. But they don't accept that. The
you see,
taunting.
this is what we have to,
Gentlemanly conduct.
and this is why we have to let them know the rules, so that when they
Rules
go on the world stage, they know how to
how
conduct
to
themselves.
themselves.
And,
Exactly.
and, and you know what is so funny? I cannot believe, while I accept that the young man from Calabar, he genuinely made a mistake, even though a lot of people are saying, oh, it was intentional. But I think it was a genuine mistake on his part.
Mm.
And the young man who he
Did it.
impeded went back to
Yeah.
to to start a fight with him. And I'm like, this is sports. These things happen. He was impeded, yes, but it was an accident. It wasn't malicious.
Yeah. And even if it wasn't an accident, that's not the appropriate action to take
That
either.
wasn't the appropriate.
Right.
Let the officials
Officials
deal with
deal with it.
it.
Right. There's a
Yeah.
process to deal with things of that nature.
But we have to teach them. We have to teach them the right. We have to teach them the right way.
Yeah,
And I don't condone the indiscipline. I
yeah,
don't. I don't. And sometimes you have some fans who they help. They push the fire because I've
yeah,
heard so many people saying, "Oh, it was malicious and he wanted to trip the young man from KC." And I'm like,
yeah,
but this is not the behavior of our athletes. I
yeah,
cannot remember if I've ever seen anything like this in champs, especially in the sprints.
yeah,
So definitely you could see that it was an accident. It was an error on Gordon's part.
yeah. But
I don't
again,
know. Fans
even if it was, even if it
sometimes,
was, is not, that's not the appropriate way
yeah, he did not intentionally
for
do
the
that. It,
victim
it, it was
to behave, you know.
Yeah,
Um,
because if KC if Champs was closer and KC needed his points for Champs, they would have lost Champs because of his behavior. Because he came what fourth, I think. So he
uh,
would have. I
no,
think
fifth. The
fifth.
case he ended fifth, and was
KC.
in
Okay, so
qualifying.
he would have lost 4 points.
He ended up fifth.
Four. Yeah,
He
four
was in
points.
position for third, and then the incident occurred, and then
Yes.
right.
So, I mean, I know that they're young, and of course, but the thing is that
Emotions and
we
all of
have
that,
to,
but we
yeah,
have
but
to
the thing
learn
is that we still
to
have
keep
to
our
let
emotions
them
in
know
check.
that there's no excuse for
Exactly.
your
No,
action
no,
because
no.
you have to learn from it now so that the next time it happens, you don't behave like you don't react
Right.
like that. But
Exactly. Exactly.
um, you know, it was a very, very good chance, and it is
Yeah.
behind us. Another championship is behind us. Kingston College with now 34
Yes.
titles, and they
And
did well where they needed to
congratulations
win.
to them. Right.
Yeah,
Congratulations to them.
congratulations
Right.
to
And to
Kingston
HYDEL.
College and
Yes.
HYDEL, and congratulations to all the
All
athletes
all
and
it
the
all the
coaches.
teams that come. Right. Right. Right.
Yes, they
All of
turned.
who made
Yes,
champs.
yes. They
Champs.
turn up and they put on a good show, everyone. And to all the athletes who got injured, we wish them
Mm-hmm.
speedy recovery,
You, you, you,
full
you,
recovery.
right. You know what I would have liked? Maybe. Um, and I know TVJ, I was watching on One Spot Media, and at times they made attempts to give little insight as to thing outside of the running and the track and the jumping. Like for example, they showed how the whole um timing, the fall start system, how it worked and
Hmm.
how it. I wish they could find time and a little slot to just to show all of what that makes champs possible. The inner workings, the people in the back
Okay.
room, the this, the that. For us, I mean, I kind of have an idea,
Just to appreciate, yeah, to
right?
appreciate.
Exactly what it takes to um, produce a meat of
Because
this caliber.
because trust
Right?
me, it is not easy. The
Right.
operations behind a sport event is
Exactly.
not easy. It's a whole lot of work and a
No.
lot of people to deal with and to train
Yeah. Yeah.
officials, and is a whole lot.
Yeah.
And
We,
we have to big up ISSA for that.
right.
They've really done a good job. They have
Yeah.
really done a good
Little
job over
hiccups
the
here and there,
years.
and
Yeah.
thing, but it is sometimes easy to criticize, but probably
Yes.
if we had a better appreciation of things, then we would take things into context, and
Yeah.
and,
Yeah.
and not be so quick to
Not to be so critical because it broke my heart that people were so critical of the young man from Calabar that made that mistake. People were so critical, and I'm like, come on, guys, we can't be so critical of the athletes. Give them the benefit of the doubt. Look, oh my God, some of the comments that I saw, let me tell you, it was heartbreaking to hear what some
and
adults were saying about the children.
pitiful, pitiful, pitiful.
But something, Champs is behind us, and this was a very good recap. I want to thank the people on the live. Marlene Green, thank you
Okay.
very much. Tracy and Howell, thank you too. Thanks very much, guys. And Ozzy, Thank you very much, and
Okay. Thank you also for having me here.
you're welcome. You're welcome.
Okay, okay, okay.
Thanks for your support. Thank you.
Me gone live now.
Yes, yes, you are.
All
You are
right.
live. You are live. So thank you very
Yeah,
much, Ozzy, and we will
yeah,
talk.
okay. All righty. Yeah, we still have an interesting season ahead of us. A lot of
Yes, we do.
possibilities and all of that.
We do. We
So
do. So we're out.
I am
Peace.
on the I'm on your channel now and all that, so I'll be there.
Yes,
I'll
sir.
be
Thank you
I'll
very
be,
much.
I'll be
Spread the
visible.
word. Spread the word.
I sure will do that. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.